Hi guys, it's Meridy here, and I am here with our 'Tis the Season page kit for Not Just for Boys Kit Club. And this kit is a little bit bigger than most of our page kits because it's Christmas and I can't make a small Christmas kit apparently. So I'm going to show you how to put together a double page layout with this kit, and you're going to have tons and tons of product left over to make plenty more layouts. You can see what our design team made on our Instagram and on our Facebook group and in YouTube under the playlist for this kit. I've tried to link all the playlists that all of our design team members make. So there'll be a playlist for the 'Tis the Season kit, and you can check out all the different stuff that they make with all of these pieces there. But I'm gonna start now by showing you what you're gonna get in your kit. So the first thing you're gonna get are these 4 chipboard and pom-pom frames by Crepe Paper from the Hey Santa line, and they're super cute. There's 4 frames in there. I'm not gonna open them because it's real crinkly, and I don't want it to be crinkly in your ears, but they're really cute. You're gonna get one Pretty Little Studio 'Tis the Season Snow Globe die cuts pack, and there are 66 pieces in here. And I'm just gonna hold them like this. There are tabs and icons and a couple snow globes and some words. They're really cute. And then you're gonna get this new Vicki Boutin Joyful phrase thickers. They're puffy thickers with phrases. And I'm not gonna open them because I don't wanna crinkle everything. But there are a ton of phrases and little icons on here. You're going to get this Pretty Little Studio 'Tis the Season Holiday Cheer word flags, and there are 24 cut apart word flags on there for all kinds of phrases. You're gonna get a jar of Not Just for Boys finishing touch pearls that coordinate with this kit. So all the colors that are in this kit are in this pearl mix, and I made those. There's 3 different size pearls in there, and they're flat back pearls, so they glue right to your project. Then you're gonna get 1 little pack of these candy canes, and the back of the packaging has a couple red tags. So those will be helpful. You can use those on a Christmas layout, but it's little tiny candy canes. They're so cute. I'm gonna take them out so you can kind of see. They're like a little bit dimensional, but not any thicker than like a piece of chipboard, so they won't make your pages super bulky. And then the following papers are going to come in your kit. You're gonna get this Vicki Boutin Evergreen and Holly Making Spirits Bright paper, and it's got this great little holly fairy sprig right there, and it's red on the back. And then you're gonna get Cardabella White Christmas Tartan Tidings, and it's got cute little house scenes on one side and tartan plaid on the back. You're gonna get Echo Park's new line Snowed In, and this paper is called Polar Plaid. So it's snowflakes on one side and blue plaid on the other. You're going to get Echo Park's White Christmas Shiny Ornaments. I love that. I love those vintage looking ornaments. Echo Park Snowed In Sweater Weather. Echo Park's The Magic of Winter, and this one is called Windy Winter Days, and it's got a great white wood grain on one side and like snow flurries on the other on navy blue. And Pretty Little Studio Merry and Bright paper from 'Tis the Season, and it's got buffalo plaid on one side and these great little words, all kinds of Christmas words on the other, and then 2 sheets of smooth white cardstock. So you're gonna get 9 pieces of paper total in this kit, 7 patterned and then the 2 cardstock, and then all these embellishments. And the first thing, you're also gonna have a sheet of full color instructions in here, and on the back of your instructions are cut guides, how you wanna cut the papers that we're gonna use for this layout. And we're not even cutting all these papers, we're just cutting a couple papers for this layout. So you wanna grab your instruction sheet and cut these papers down according to the cut guides, and I'm gonna go do that, and I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back and I have all my papers cut. And we're gonna work on the base of this layout right now, which is gonna be the 2 sheets of white paper. And we're gonna start with some mixed media. Now you can do this in a lot of different ways, and I experimented in a lot of different ways when I was making this original layout, and I was going through my brain and trying to think of different ways that I have seen of doing mixed media with ink pads. And that's when I remembered that I had seen this before. And what I'm using for it is a glass mat. You can use any kind of like glass little mixing mat over here. It doesn't have to be this one with the dimensions on it. And I'm using 3 different colors of Distress Oxide ink. I'm using Mowed Lawn, Rustic Wilderness, and Stormy Sky. And I'm gonna put the Stormy Sky off for just a minute to the side because we're not gonna use that one quite yet. And then we're using a couple of clear acrylic blocks. You might wanna clean them. Mine are not clean, but it's stained and it's not making a difference to what I'm doing. So, like I said, I tried multiple different techniques on this before I narrowed down and decided to go with this one. I've never tried this one before, and I just thought it looked so much better than when I tried to do things freehand with a paintbrush. So I was really excited about this. So this is what we're going to do. We're gonna turn our ink pad upside down on this mat and just smoosh a little bit of color like that. And then the Mowed Lawn next to it. I don't want to get the dark ink on my light ink pad, so I just kind of put it next to it. And the reason I'm using 2 colors is because this one was too bright, this one was too dark, so I'm using 2 colors. And then I've got my little cup of water here, and I'm just going to mix water in here and mix these 2 colors together so it's nice and watery. And they're mixed pretty good. Lots of water. And then I'm gonna set my paintbrush down for just a minute. And I'm gonna take this block. I'm gonna go right here because I know I want color right there. So I'm just gonna kind of tap my block in the ink that I got and like smush the color on. And it's really easy. And that's all. I know it looks crazy, but it looks kind of like nice. And it'll look nice when there's pictures overlapping it. I am gonna put a tiny little bit more at this bottom part right here because I know you can kind of like move it around. You don't want it to be like super soaking wet so that your paper is like just overly saturated, but you want it wet enough here that it can be a little bit malleable. We're gonna do the same thing on this page, but on this page we're gonna put the green right here. And actually, if I wouldn't have mixed the colors in quite so much, it would have also been a pretty cool effect. Because then it would have had like kind of different shades of green in here. If you don't have a block this big, you can totally use a smaller block and just do it multiple times. I'm just using the big block because it's going faster for this video. I'm gonna get a little right there. And that's all with the big block and the green. And I'm gonna go rinse this water and this brush because I don't want this green going in the blue that I'm gonna use next. I'm going to turn my glass mat so I don't get the blue in this part. And I'm gonna use, here's my water and here's my Stormy Sky blue. Just put a little of that on the mat. I'm gonna use this little block this time, and this is the left hand, or the right hand side of my layout page, the one that we did up there. Get that a little bit wet. Dip this in it, and I'm just gonna get a little blue right there, and a little down here. And that's it. On this is the right hand side. And then this is the one that we used for the left-hand side. And for that, I'm gonna get a little blue down here. Get a little more there. And it looks like so watercolory and organic. As long as it's not showing like the edges of the block crazy, which is why I'm kind of moving it a little. And that's it. So this is all we're doing. It kind of looks nice and watercolory. I tried to make a brush do this and it was kind of a giant mess. So I really like this technique. I don't remember where I saw it, somewhere on Instagram, I'm sure, but it's pretty cool. So let's let this dry and I'm gonna go rinse all these things off and I'll be right back. Okay, I forgot to say 2 things about this. First of all, you might want to practice this on a sheet of scrap paper before doing it on your real paper, just to try it out, especially if it's the first time you've ever done anything like that. And number 2, if you wanted to do red and green or red and blue or red, green, and blue, like you could add some red over here and some red down here, or a little red like on a little block. That would look really cute too, because there is a lot of red in this layout too. So I just wanted to say you don't need to just use these colors that I'm showing you. But we are moving on, and we're gonna take this strip of paper and we're gonna tear starting right about here, about 3.5 inches from the end. And you're gonna tear up towards you so it's exposing the white core here, like that. And then you've got this piece left, and you're gonna do the opposite. You're gonna tear that up towards you and end about right there. And this piece is trash or whatever you want to use it for. We don't need it, so we can throw that away. So we've got those 2 pieces right there. And then we're gonna take this red paper and we're gonna do the same thing, starting about 1 inch from the end. And we're gonna want, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this down because we wanna make sure that we see it coming out from under this white paper. So go ahead and adhere this to the top corner. And we can go ahead and adhere this to the bottom corner, just so you can kind of see where you're tearing ahead of time, so you don't get too close to the other shape that you need. If that makes sense. So I'm gonna tear up towards me, so it's exposing the white core. This is the smaller of the 2 red pieces that you have cut with with the ornaments on back. This was the smaller one. And I'm not gonna go all the way to the corner on this one either. I'm gonna end it about right there. Okay, and then again, this is trash, or you can use it for whatever you want, but we do not need it for this layout. And then last but not least, you have this paper, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tear from like almost the corner to almost the corner, but I'm gonna go a little bit to the left, and then I'm gonna do the same a little bit to the right, exposing the white core. You'll see what I mean in 1 second, I'll show you. So we started to the little bit to the left of the corner, and we're ending a little bit above the corner. This is just so we could get 2 tears out of 1 cut of paper. And then, so this is what we're left with, and we're gonna just tear off that, exposing the white core on this side. Like that. And again, if you would like to keep this strip for later, keep it, but we do not need it. And then we're going to adhere this just like this to the corner, and this just like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and adhere these things down because they have to belong in the corner. So there's no other place for them to sit besides all the way touching this bottom corner. Okay, so this can go about right there. And this will cover up right there. So this is the base of the right side of the layout, and this is the base of the left side of the layout. And once we get this on, the rest of this layout comes together fairly quickly, except there's a little bit of fussy cutting involved. So, okay. next we can deal with the pictures. So as you may know from watching my videos in the past, I use these little papers to represent my pictures. And we have these gorgeous frames. And I'm going to take the 2 rectangle frames and I'm going to use them on my pictures. So the first thing that I'm going to do is, there's a little bit of puff sticking out of this one. If that happens to yours, you might want to just clean it up a little. Easier said than done. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere my photos, my 2 photos. Now I did not trim these photos down. They are actually 3" by 4" photos. I often trim down my photos for my layouts, but I did not trim these down because I knew they were going to be framed with these, so I did not trim them down. And then for the other 3 photos on this layout, I matted them on a little bit of this. Now you're gonna eventually fussy cut 25 ornaments from here. Isn't that cute? It's 25, Christmas is the 25th. I did not even do that on purpose. I just happened to count what I cut at the end and it was 25. And I thought that was a sign that this is a cool Christmas layout. So, you're gonna cut 25 ornaments, so you don't wanna use this whole sheet for matting. So I'm just gonna mat these on the red side, and I'm just gonna cut a thin little mat around them. So that way they pop off the layout, because this red is nice and noticeable. And then there will be plenty, if you have 3 photos like mine, or if you have a 4x6 or something, there will be plenty of this red left to cut 25 ornaments from. Let me show you. There's a lot left. Let me get in here. I do try not to slice through the whole piece though. Like I'm only cutting just the matted photo out. And there is at least 25 on here to fussy cut. I'm gonna put this off to the side. So we've got all these guys laid out. And see, we don't even see a ton of our mixed media background. So it didn't have to be perfect because it's just a little bit of it showing. But we want some of it to show, so we'll do like this. I'm gonna go ahead and adhere these things because the good part about this layout, no matter what size pictures you use or how many pictures you use, there's so much space here to adjust things and add the little hanging ornaments that we're gonna fussy cut, like wherever they need to go. So everybody's layout can be similar, yet different depending on which ornaments you cut and how big of pictures you have. So this is a layout that's very easy to adjust. I try to make most of our layouts easy to adjust for different size pictures or different orientations of pictures. Next, we're gonna grab our embellishments and start working with those. And the first thing that I did is I picked a couple phrases. Mine are merry and bright for this side. And I kind of made the word bright overlap my picture a little. And again, I have to use tweezers for these smaller letters for the word and. And then I used the phrase, enjoy the season, which really isn't on here. The word enjoy is on here. And then the season is down here. So I just made it say enjoy the season. And I tucked the word season in right here. And the word the, well, I'll put the word enjoy next because it's easier. Because I kind of try to loop the letters in between each other, so the S from season fits between the J and the Y that hang down for enjoy. And then the word the, just kind of hangs out over there. And we are going to use a couple more of these, so I'm going to leave them out and open. Next, we are going to fussy cut a couple of these tags, and I cut out "'Tis the Season." I left a little white border around where I'm cutting on these tags, or you could cut all the way up to the color. It's up to you, whatever you'd like. So I've got "'Tis the Season" right there, and "Christmas in the Air" I put on the other page. Right up here. Those are the only two little word tags that I cut out, but I did use quite a bit of this ephemera. I know I used the word cheer and this little Santa. I used the word wonderful. I used this little reindeer. I used some hearts on this side. Oh, what fun. I used up here. There are so many pieces in here, 66 of them to be exact, and all different themes. So you could use a lot of different things on here. You don't have to use the same ones that I do, or you can. Let's see. I know I used some of these little tags. I think I used the 2 red ones. Use this little guy. He's cute. Oh, I did use 1 blue tag. I used a red tag here and the red tab there. Okay, I think that's about it. So yeah, you've got a ton of these left for other layouts because we just used a handful of them. The 3 little hearts I used. And this kit is so big and you have so much paper left, so there's plenty to make lots more layouts, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And I know our design team is going to make incredible things with this kit, so I'm pretty excited to see that. So we can go ahead and start adhering these things down because they're going to stay in place. If I could lift them up. Come on, nails. And the only thing I really put up on dimensional adhesive on this whole thing was this word wonderful right here. And I'll show you why in a second when I get to that. But everything else I adhered flat to the back of the layout. So we won't put wonderful down quite yet because I want to show you guys what I did. The little cleverness that I did there. Oh no, what happened to my reindeer? I think I put him back. Or I lost him. Oh, he might be right here. Maybe stuck to the bottom. No, of course not. That would have been too easy. Here he is. He's right on top. Okay, this little guy, And this little heart. Oh, I forgot one more word that I did get out of the ephemera. It's the little tag that says Be Merry. I left that in there. Aha, I spy it right here. Not too hard to grab. This little Be Merry I also used. And these I overlapped on this frame. Okay. If you want to stamp a date, now would be a good time to. Okay guys, I had a little technical difficulties and I lost you there for a minute, but I didn't know it and I moved ahead a little. So let me reverse and tell you what you missed. What I was just saying was, if you would like to stamp your date on this little tab, you might want to stamp it on the tab before you tuck it behind this frame, because it's hard to reach a stamp in there with the pom-poms there. So that's what I was about to say. And I think the only other things you really missed is I taped down the rest of the ephemera pieces and these little candy canes. So these little candy canes came in this little bag, and I adhered them with glossy accents because that's nice strong glue. And I put one right here and one right here. And then this word wonderful, I put some foam tape on the back at the end and at the beginning of the word, and I left the middle with no foam tape on it, so that way I could stick this little candy cane right underneath the whole word wonderful, and make it stick there. So I think that's the only thing that I kept moving on before I realized that I was not recording anymore. And the next thing that we're going to do is grab this scrap of the ornament paper and fussy cut 25 ornaments from here, approximately. I did 25 on mine, and they can be any shape, you know, a variety of colors and shapes. So I'm going to go off camera to do that, and I will be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. So as you could tell, I cut a whole bunch of ornaments, and I've just got them sitting around here kind of waiting for me to adhere them down into the right places. I'm trying to keep them not directly above each other, because I'm gonna draw little lines showing them hanging, if that makes sense. They're gonna be like hanging from the top of the page. So I'm trying not to put any ornaments like directly above one that's under it. So I'm just gonna organize these a little bit, and then I'm going to adhere them down. And then after I adhere them down, I'm gonna take a light, thin pen and draw a line showing them hanging. But actually my pen is super thin, and since I'm freehanding it, I'm gonna draw a few lines like that, so it won't look messed up if I make a little mistake, or if my line isn't perfectly straight. Or you could use a ruler and just draw one line. That is one way to do it. But I'm gonna do this across both of my pages with all of these ornaments, and then I'm gonna do it off video. So when I come back, you'll see that all of the ornaments appear to be hanging off the top of the page. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I have got all of my little ornaments on and all of the little lines drawn. And the very last thing that you're going to do for this layout is get your pearls here and put those down. And I'm not going to adhere them in the video. I'm just gonna lay them out where they're supposed to go, and I will go back in and adhere them. And what I adhere them with is glossy accents, and to help me pick them up and place them in the right place without getting glue everywhere, I use a little tool that has like a little sticky at the end, and then I can just lift up one, put a dot of glue on the paper, and then glue it down. So that's how I glue them down. But like I said, I'm not gonna glue all of them down in this video. I'm just gonna place them in the right places. So once I get all of these glued down, I will put still pictures at the end of this video, and you can also refer to the product link in our website, which is linked in this video in the description. There's a link to the product on our website, and that has some close-up pictures of the layout on it. And your instruction sheet that came with this layout also has close-up pictures of this layout on it. Oh, I almost forgot, I need a little heart. There's a little gold heart thicker sticker that I put right here too. That way there's a little gold coming across to both of the pages. Let's see, what else was I gonna say? Oh, we have an Instagram page, Not Just for Boys Kit Club Instagram page. And on that Instagram page, our design team puts up layouts that they make using this kit. They're unique to this layout. They're not following my instructions or anything. It's their own creations. And then we also have a Facebook group called Not Just for Boys Kit Club Community. And in that Facebook group, they will also post their creations that they make using this kit. And you can go in there and share your layouts that you make with this kit, whether it is this exact layout that we made today or something completely unique. I love seeing them. I like seeing what pictures you chose to use. And I just like seeing when people when you make your layouts. So I will stop babbling on. This is where all of the finishing touches go, and I will glue them on off camera. It's those 3 little spots and then these 3 little spots, and I will adhere them off camera, and there will be still shots at the end of this video. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I hope you have fun. I hope you have fun with this kit. I love it. It's nice and big, and lots of layouts can be made with it. Okay, have a great day. Bye. Oh, one more thing I forgot to say. I took my Rustic Wilderness Distress Oxiding pad and I inked around all the edges of the whole layout. I did not ink through this middle seam, but I just inked around all of the edges. So I forgot to say that. Okay, thanks.